The Joker is Batman's most iconic villain for a reason, and might just be the most iconic villain in fiction. His presence is associated with some of the best Batman stories across comics, movies, games, shows, the whole 9 yards. And while he's certainly a great antagonist and definitely one of my top villains, the way DC and Warner Brothers are on this man's tip is crazy work. The Joker oversaturation has only gotten worse as the years go by. It's like they forget all about the other great Batman villains, many of which barely have any significant adaptations when compared to the Joker himself. The amount of Joker fake-out deaths seen in comics and media is insane. It's even more annoying in mainstream comics. Oh hey, it looks like he may have died after death of the family. Nope, he's back in Batman Endgame. But oh look at this, he mysteriously disappeared after Joker War. Obviously he's completely fine. The Joker's had countless adaptations in live action, with notable versions seen in movies like The Dark Knight, and some versions being better than others. Jared Leto's depiction of the Joker in the DCEU was an absolute disgrace. Please never let bro cook again. Ain't nobody gonna look at these scenes and be like, oh yeah, this is some peak Joker right here.
You are my guests to this handsome hunka beef. You don't want no beef? You don't want no beef?
And don't even get me started on that goofy ass laugh, like, ugh, brother, ugh.
You sweet talking me. Brother,
Don't matter how many people cry out for a David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, nothing would have the power to fix that giant turd of an adaptation. You telling me this is the same dude that killed Robin alongside Harley Quinn?
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no motherfucking way, bro.
One thing I do find fascinating is how we've all acknowledged that this Batman has no regard for human life when fighting criminals, and his no-kill rule is just completely thrown out the window. So why is this version of the Joker still alive if that's the case? You have Batman willing to bulldoze henchmen and spray them with the turrets attached to both the Batmobile and Batwing, but he won't take the life of a man who's tortured and killed his adopted son?
It don't make sense to me!
Future live-action depictions of Batman desperately need to delve into the plethora of other villains in Batman's rogues gallery who aren't Joker. Nearly every single major live-action Batman has had a Joker. I mean, you got 1966, the Tim Burton verse, the Dark Knight Trilogy, whatever you want to call Jared Leto's Joker. When was the last time you saw Mad Hatter in a major project? Bane and Scarecrow haven't been prominent since Chris Nolan's Dark Knight Trilogy. I'd be willing to see an actual comic-accurate take on Ra's al Ghul or Poison Ivy. Black Mask was the main antagonist of the Birds of Prey film, but he unfortunately got hoed at the end. I think the Joker movie serves as a cool Elseworlds tale, as it's a severely different take on the character. I remember the made-up controversy from news outlets saying how the film would influence people to become more violent or some nonsense. Man, that was funny as hell. The video games cause violence type beat of lunacy. But hey, who would I be to complain if I, for whatever reason, didn't like the movie, because the numbers don't lie, with it being one of the most successful DC films financially. So knowing Warner Brothers, a sequel was inevitable, which was something I kinda didn't want. I don't think a film like that needed a sequel, but it could still probably be a banger. Hearing about the musical elements had me concerned, to say the least, with around 15 cover songs or so being implemented into the film. They really got Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. I mean, hey, have at it, go crazy, I guess. Man, you already know the most annoying Caucasian couple about a cosplay as these two. But with all these different live action depictions of the Joker we've gotten, it was a nice breath of fresh air with having the Riddler being the main antagonist for the Batman. Matt Reeves, you cooked too much with this movie. Bro really decided to pop off in every way.
It's cinema.
Perfect blend of a few Batman stories like The Long Halloween, Batman Ego, Year One, encapsulating the corruption within Gotham and how it leaves an effect on its citizens, Batman learning to become less of a vengeful figure and more of a symbol of hope for the people of Gotham. I'm just glad other Batman antagonists like the Penguin get to have more importance in this universe going forward, because we really don't need someone like the Joker right now.
Who are you? That's the question. Riddle me this. The less of them you have, the more one is worth. A friend.
Now, am I worried Matt Reeves is gonna butcher the Joker character or something? No, my thing is just that for the time being, he doesn't need to be a central antagonist. You can save him for like the third installment or something in a hypothetical trilogy, but I would really hate for Joker to be the main bad guy for the Batman Part 2 over someone like Clayface, Mr. Freeze, or Scarecrow. The Batman Arkham series is basically everything you love about Batman the Animated Series, but in a video game format and more of a serious tone. The perfect love letter to Batman and his mythos, showcasing a wide variety of his rogues gallery and environment. Free-flow combat that plays smooth like butter, immersive open world and stealth. Them folk at Rocksteady cooked too much with this series back in the day. Batman Arkham City is without a doubt my favorite story of the series, especially with how they incorporated Hugo Strange in his Protocol 10 initiative, the roles of certain villains like Mr. Freeze and Ra's al Ghul, and Batman and Joker being poisoned throughout the course of the narrative. Joker's death at the end of the game is quite frankly one of the top Batman moments in media. And if you think Batman Arkham City is overrated, I mean, you don't have to disagree with me in the comments. We can be civil gentlemen and resort to violence, like we can just square up and box, name the time and location.
I killed your girlfriend, poisoned Gotham and hell. It's not even breakfast. But so what? We all know you'll save me.
Every decision you've ever made ends with death and misery. People die. I stop you. You'll just break out and do it again.
Think of it as a running gag. No! Are you happy now?
Do you want to know something funny? Even after everything you've done, I would have saved you.
You know, that actually is pretty funny.
This right here is my favorite thing ever in the history of forever. I think about this every day. I think about this all night long. I stay awake, not sleeping, because I'm thinking about this.
With such a graceful ending to a character that had such a large impact to the mythos, I'd find it really hard to believe if they were to somehow have him be a prominent character in this series going forward despite being dead. The Joker complaints from Arkham fans started to kick in with Arkham Origins when Joker was revealed to be Black Mask instead of Roman Sionis as the one who hired the assassins, but I can let this one slide considering it's the origin of Batman and Joker's relationship, and we knew via marketing that Joker would play some role in the game. But now that we got his first encounter with Batman and any other major story beats out of the way, it's the perfect opportunity to explore a new story with Arkham Knight, a mysterious new figure with a militia and a Batman-inspired suit working alongside Scarecrow, which we all knew was Jason Todd from a mile away. It's nice to finally get a story without the Joker.
Miss me?
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
For the entire rest of the narrative, you have a hallucination of the Joker tormenting you and being a little goofy goober.
Oh, don't act all surprised, Bats. You knew this was going to happen sooner or later. Me stuck deep inside you.
With that said, I think Joker's presence offers further insight into Batman's greatest fear and why he'd be willing to make the decisions he does in the game as he lets that fear get the best of him from time to time. I really like the ending where he finally overcomes that fear after being exposed to Scarecrow's toxin for like the 15th time, forever locking away the Joker in his subconscious, as this marked the last entry in the main series. Because at the end of the day, the 4 main Arkham games were just about the dichotomy between Batman and Joker.
Me? What have I got to be afraid of?
You're afraid of being ashes. You're afraid of being forgotten. And you will be forgotten, Joker. Because of me. I am vengeance. I am the Knight. I am Batman.
Nice. Nice. Made me happy, made me smile. Nice.
Oh, what's this? The developers of the Batman Arkham series are making a Suicide Squad game? Surely this must be a banger with how much they cook with the Arkham Trilogy, and they surely wouldn't go out of their way to nullify the significance of the game they had just made, or character assassinate the main character of their established franchise. I can only imagine the DLC potential for a game like this. Future playable characters like Black Manta, Killer Frost, Black Spider, hell, maybe even someone out of left field like Red Hood. All I know is that they certainly wouldn't be stupid enough to bring back the Joker in some way, considering he'd be dead for about 5 to 6 years canonically and would have had absolutely no business being in a Suicide Squad game.
Put it in me.
Oh, mates, bloody hell! Now you've just made it weird.
Rocksteady. WB, what are we doing here, man? Why on God's green earth is your very first DLC character in this live service schlop this buffoon you called the Joker from another earth? They really said, hey, we want to capitalize off the Joker somehow, but he's dead in this universe, so let's get the next best thing. How about we add in the Jonkler from the Man Ham series? This dude is just a straight up clown. Not because he's actually a literal clown, but because he's just pathetic. Sorry ass design if I've ever seen one. Completely washed. We got Joker at home head ass, Joker straight from Temu head ass, every food item from Arby's head ass, the Flash after season 3 head ass, modern day Star Wars head ass, modern day MCU head ass, My Time to Shine hello head ass, that fraud Danko face ass. You know for a fact this dude would have been an active participant in the P. Diddy freak-offs. But hey, maybe they'll do something interesting with his character. What's his reaction going to be with the lore of the previous Arkham games? How will Harley react to another version of Joker being a part of the team? How will the team dynamic shift with an actual lunatic on the squad with no moral compass and is not redeemable or relatable in any way, shape, or form?
Not only has he got to figure himself out, but he's figuring out his place in this new world and this new squad. I think we've taken him back to the kind of more vaudeville roots of Joker. He's masking insecurities with traditional Joker behavior, but deep down, he's not sure who he is.
I want to help her out. Speed, I'm watching the stream while you try not to laugh, bro. That's disrespectful as shit, bro. The fuck is wrong with you, bro? Stop fucking laughing, bro!
I've never been happier to see a steaming pile of dog doo-doo fail miserably. I never really strive for a piece of media to fail, even if I don't like it, but Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a rare exception. I've never been happier to be a certified hater of anything. Kill the Justice League diss track win? I remember when the Suicide Squad meat guzzlers were defending this game like their lives depended on it. Stop hating on it, it's not that bad of a game. It's called Kill the Justice League. You can't critique the story because it's a live service game.
Hand to hand. Dick hitting the back of your throat, no gag reflex.
Y'all been mad quiet these past couple months. Where y'all been at? Why y'all niggas so quiet, bro? Aren't y'all enjoying your fun to play game with a huge player base? Joker really got Rocksteady in the Arkham series in a chokehold. If I see Joker as an antagonist in Batman Arkham Shadow, I'ma crash out. The Joker in general across gaming has had a major presence even when he shouldn't. I don't know who was cooking with Joker's design in Injustice 2. Please step out the kitchen. Giving off the vibes of another bozo who played the Joker in that other medium. Joker had no business being a playable character in Injustice 2, none whatsoever. His death is literally the driving point for Superman's descent into tyranny and evil. I find it funnier when the main game implemented a sort of nightmare dream sequence when Harley was exposed to Scarecrow's fear toxin and she hallucinates the Joker, which leads to a fight. They really made a whole excuse just to put him in the game. John Constantine, Beast Boy, Deathstroke, Raven, or Plastic Man as a possible character slot? Nah, let's just put Joker in there. He's popular, right? Then he would go on to be a DLC character in Mortal Kombat 11, but I guess it offered the opportunity for the character to be a lot more brutal and vicious with his attacks, and you'll never guess who's the most recent character they announced for Multiversus. But hey, I'll let it slide because y'all got Mark Hamill coming back. There's so much DLC potential for that game. At some point, they gotta add my goats Mordecai and Rigby as playable characters. It would be crimes against humanity if they were never added into the game. The Death Kwon Do combos and any utilization of the power keyboard will go stupid. Also, add in them boys Muscle Men and High Five Ghost while you're at it. You know who else wants to be added into Multiversus? It pretty much seems inevitable that Joker stories in Batman comics might seem very tiresome or very samey, considering the fact that both characters have been around for 80 plus years. Y'all remember when they were hyping up that 3 Jokers thing when Batman sat in the Mobius chair, then he asked what Joker's real name was, which then led to the concept of 3 different Jokers coexisting with one another. The 3 Jokers story had some gorgeous artwork, but the writing is It also had this thing where Jason Todd had feelings for Barbara Gordon, hinting at a possible relationship.
Hey, Sway Lee, hear me and hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
I think the best example of oversaturation in more recent years is what they did with the Batman Who Laughs. I haven't seen a character become overused the way the Batman Who Laughs was utilized in a lot of these big DC events. It became so bad that fans just started to become sick of the character. The concept is cool, with the dark multiverse of evil Batman, in which a version of Batman snapped the Joker's neck, causing him to be infected with Joker gas released from Joker's corpse. So you have an unhinged, Jokerized Batman who kills the Justice League and the entire Batfamily in this universe. They just went off the rails with this character and all the other multi-dimensional multiverse nonsense. The Batman Who Laughs is legit plot armor incarnate. All that talk about Batman prep time or how Batman Solo is your favorite verse. Imagine that, but actually being a thing tenfold. The declining intrigue of this character can simply be boiled down to overexposure, kind of losing that spark that made it such an interesting concept and conflict for Batman. Bro has a whole Fortnite skin and everything. I don't even play Fortnite like that, but do I have the Batman Who Laughs as a skin in my locker? Yeah. One thing I'm not the biggest fan of is when writers try a bit too hard in trying to connect Batman and Joker's origins, or overemphasizing the whole they're two sides of the same coin trope. There's this recent retcon in Chip Zdarsky's Batman run where one of Bruce Wayne's mentors named Daniel Capito, who was a large part in teaching Bruce how to manifest his Zur-En-Arrh personality, basically Batman's backup personality in case his mind were to be tampered with. Joker was obsessed in trying to bring out Batman's Zur-En-Arrh personality after his first encounter with that persona. Both him and Daniel believed Zur-En-Arrh to be the true, pure Batman. Bruce's former mentor decided to train the Joker on how to harness his mind 6 months or so after he fell into the vat of chemicals, and he applied the same lessons he taught to Bruce when he was younger. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this at all. It was interesting to see what they were doing with the failsafe character, which is basically a robot designed to take down Batman in case he ever went rogue, which was created by Batman's Zur-En-Arrh personality, in which Bruce didn't even know about his other persona making a secret killer robot. It's like, okay, here's what we're doing with this story, but of course we gotta have the Joker tie into it somehow. Writers, I beg y'all to adapt more Batman stories that don't have Joker as the center antagonist. Now, I'm not saying there should never be any Joker stories ever again, or there should be a temporary ban on using the character in media entirely. Like I said in the beginning, I like the Joker. He's noted as Batman's best villain for a reason. The problem just stems with how it feels like these folk at DC can't fathom writing a Batman tale without the Joker in some way, which to me is kind of a disservice to the rest of the Batman's rogues gallery that have been established over the decades that are pretty cool characters in their own right. They all have their own unique way in tormenting Batman, forcing him to come up with unique ways to take them down, whether it would be testing his physical and or mental limitations. Then they're gonna go out of the way to give Joker whole spin-off movies and placing him in games where he shouldn't be in. It's like, damn bro, give some attention to the other baddies.